Hey, welcome back. Today I am going to focus on showing you a comparison between an oil-based varnish and a water-based varnish. So I want to show you the application differences but also the finishing results so that you can just make a wiser choice as to whether you want to buy the oil-based or the water-based and the transparency and the colour change in the finish. So I'm going to start with the water-based finish. So this is the one that I'm using today. It's one that I've used on numerous jobs and I really love it. The pros of this are that water-based is so easy to clean up. Obviously you just give it a really good hose out with brushes and things like that at the end. It doesn't smell, so the stench of that oil-based varnish is quite overwhelming and you need to do it in a well-ventilated area. Whereas with the water-based, that's not such a big issue. I also like the drying time, so you can dry this in 2 hours and reapply a second coat only after waiting 2 hours to do so. That applies to sanding back in between coats as well. So it's a much faster way to get a job done. And the final thing that I really like about this is that it gives the wood at the end a really natural finish. So it is very transparent, there's no colour change on the timber, it just looks like natural timber, but with the benefit of being sealed and protected by the varnish. So this is probably my favourite varnish product. I really like it. They cost around the same amount whether you go oil or water based, but a 1 litre tin like this will last you for numerous jobs. I've got about this much left in here and I've done maybe 4 or 5 jobs with this, and I will get another 2 out of it before it runs out. The key to keeping it lasting so well is always shake and stir before usage, but also making sure that you are resealing the lid very well after each usage. I know that over time, particularly with varnish, it gets really sticky and tacky around the edge here and lids can get damaged when taking them off. If that happens, I generally get some cling wrap and put a layer of cling wrap over it and then put the lid back on, and it seems to work really well. You can even use alfoil over the top of that again to seal it from the air. Okay, so I'm going to apply this now and show you how it looks. So when you put it on, it does sort of appear to be a milky white colour. Don't worry about that. It dries beautifully clear. Goes on nice and smooth. I find that it doesn't go as tacky like oil-based does when applying with a brush, so often it gives this really nice finish at the end as well. Now you can see that there's a little sheen to it. A little bit of sheen will remain, but mostly it dries quite matte. Now time for the oil base. Okay, so same brand, same matte finish or satin finish, clear varnish, but this is oil based, so it's polyurethane. It has its own benefits, so some people like to think that this is a bit tougher and longer lasting. I'm yet to see the difference in that side of things. The benefits of this on timber is that you get a beautiful finish. It is more reflective and it really picks up the grain in the timber and makes it look beautiful. So it is a really fine product to use if you are using a nice Silky Oak or Tassie Oak or any of those beautiful products that have the rippling in the grain and you really want that to be your feature. The downside of this is that, one, it smells, so you do need to use it in a well-ventilated area. It also takes 6 hours to dry between coats. That includes sanding. so you do have a longer working time with this one to finish the job. It also gets tacky really quickly if you're doing it. In Australia that's sometimes an issue because we have such dry weather and hot weather that things are drying as quickly as we're doing them. Cleanup is not as easy, so for this you need to use turpentine to clean it up, which itself is smelly and has its own properties that need to be taken care of in terms of wastage of that, washing it away and clean up, so please be aware of that as well. So let's put this on the other side of that piece of wood and we'll see our comparison.
I think this is where you can really see the biggest difference. The water-based has that really natural finish, like nothing's even on it, and the oil-based has that beautiful reflective property that looks amazing.